All right, let's stay on this China story. China spy cranes conducting espionage in America. This is also part of the story. Joining us now to talk about this and a couple other things, we welcome back North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Governor Burgum, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. You know, I want to get back to TikTok in a moment, sir, but there's a story breaking now. China using, cranes, construction cranes, but they've got little cameras on them to spy, and it just so happens, coincidentally, right near military bases. And I want to add, sir, that when I was in the government, we saw the same thing. The Chinese telephone company, which has since been banned, Huawei, used to build those old wooden telephone poles, yes, right near military bases in Northern California and I think the Dakotas, and they'd have tiny little cameras on these wooden telephone poles, which the FBI finally discovered. Now, I would say it's time for us to do something about all this, wouldn't you?
Well, absolutely, Larry. We're in a Cold War with China, and part of that Cold War with China is not so cold because it's a hot cyber war right now. And whether they're collecting information on all the goods that are entering our country and where they're going through observing cargo coming in through ports, or whether it is with TikTok infiltrating its way directly into and collecting information around all of our citizens and all that video. This is part of an active strategy on their part. And then, of course, we're taking mass casualties because with the fentanyl coming in from China, and we've lost 5 Vietnams worth of citizens to overdose deaths. So it's hard to say. We're really at war with them now. It just isn't a hot war. It's a cyber war, and it's a cybersecurity war, and it's an intelligence war. And in that intelligence war, we're an open society, and they're winning. They're taking advantage of our country right now, left and right. Not a surprise to me. My first trip to China as a business person, I was a kid. In 1989, I walked into a street market, and there was the software that we had developed that was selling at a street market for $1 a disc, when back here it would have been $25,000 of software. So for 30 years, they've stolen everything I've ever made in the software business, and we shouldn't be surprised.
Governor, is it, in your judgment, worth the fight? I mean, with respect to TikTok, let's go back to that one. I mean, if Congress were to force, it's not an easy thing to do. We tried it in the Trump administration, but if Congress were to somehow force ByteDance to divest of TikTok, now I don't know if that solves the information problem, the personal information problem, the software problem, but is that a fight worth making in your judgment?
Well, absolutely. In North Dakota, we banned TikTok on state devices several years ago because it was clear then that this was an information gathering tool for the Chinese. And I think that it's time that the federal government does something as well. And the fact that it's being weaponized today to say, look, don't shut down our TikTok, and weaponizing Americans. I mean, we look through the whole Hamas attack on Israel. You look at the algorithms behind TikTok, and they're pushing out all kinds of pro-Hamas, pro-terrorism messaging that's influencing debates in America right now.
One other thing before I lose you regarding President Biden's speech last night and so forth. He's going to grow the economy, Governor Burgum. I know you're going to love this. He's going to grow the economy by taxing individuals, taxing businesses, taxing wealth. He wants to now go back to the unrealized capital gains tax. Let's just grow the economy by raising taxes across the board. What do you think about that? Pretty clever idea?
Well, I think every day that Joe Biden's in office is a day where he's hurting our economy, he's hurting our national security with open borders, he's trying to crush the energy business, and we've just got to get President Trump back in. As you described in this hour, the President Trump's economy was booming, and now any kind of GDP growth we have right now is actually just driven by all the federal spending. That's what's juicing it right now, but that's what's driving inflation, and we just don't have high. Americans know that. Joe Biden convinced no one last night, because if you're half of the Americans who actually have savings, you know that inflation came like a thief in the night and stole 30% of what you'd worked hard to save in your life. And Americans understand it, they feel it, but we've got to get back. We've got to get back to having President Trump in the White House. And I'll tell you, this thing that came out today, Larry, the 886 pages of regulation from the SEC that's going to force all companies on reporting related to climate change. That hurts, and all these things hurt investment in the things that would actually help the environment. I don't know that anyone understands economics in the Biden administration administration, they're going exactly the wrong way on the economy, on energy, and on national security, the things that would help every American.
Thank you. Governor Doug Burgum, as always, sir, we appreciate your time and your point of view.